That was a proper roller coaster. Quite tiring, actually. I watched the whole thing, literally almost tick by tick. So the best part of the day for me was pre-market. That's where I had the best profit. Didn't take any. I literally removed all my sales. There were a few left, and actually during the trading session, I just removed all of them. Kind of taken a slight change of approach. I'm gonna let this happen. I've got still a lot of cash on the sidelines, not because I'm not enough invested. I'm well and truly way too much invested in the miners. I added some today during the drop once the market opened and we went red. I did not believe that. And I added three juniors. I thought I've always wanted them. I believe the silver is, the silver market's going to take off, go towards 50. I don't think we're doing a short squeeze and back down. I think this is a steady move up, and then 50 will eventually be taken out and it'll become support. I think it's a long-term thing. I'll get to that. DXY, honestly, DXY was up today. So were the market, so were the metals. I mean, the metals closed pretty much a high of day, so I'm not worried about DXY whether it goes up or down. If it goes up, fine. If it goes down, we'll go up anyway. So, but just interesting watching it go sideways. I still think we crack below, but I think this will go sideways until you have that September rate decision. Now, what is relevant, and I've mentioned it a few times now, and today I was watching this. I don't want to say more than the metals market, but the yields, I was seriously watching this. First of all, let's start with Japan. This is the number one loser. We've broken out, retested. We're probably going to keep climbing until something macro changes. That is system breaking stuff. We've been up there a few trading days, but that's a start. Now, the next one, I don't know if this is in order, but I think it is. The UK, you've seen the tweets also. I've been watching this for ages. Proper breakout. Will keep running. Even the 10-year is looking like he wants to do that in a couple of days. Let's look at the French. Same thing. Probably worse, actually. French is beating the British in terms of the 10-year. That's literally 1 or 2 days away from. I mean, next week we're running towards 4%. That's system breaking stuff. Let's look at the EU in general. That's, a couple of weeks away from breaking out, despite what they're doing with the central bank. So yields going up, I think that's the market's always at new all-time highs. It's frothy. It doesn't make sense. For me, it's just inflation. I was really bearish the markets. Let's short, and thankfully I hardly shorted at all. It just goes up because of inflation. And obviously the yields going up despite the central banks indicating they want to cut. I think they're going to end up doing QE just to tame the long term, basically yield curve control, Japanese style. And I reckon that's also why I'm just like, look, it's done. Like, I'm fully convinced we are going up for a long, long time. I know we've moved up a lot. I don't like to be the guy buying at the top. I'm not buying at the top. I'm always selling on the way up in terms of miners. But now I've removed the sells. I'm gonna buy the dips. And today we had a dip, right? So I'll start with gold. I'm not going to go to the GDX straight away. I mean, yields, you get my point, right? And I think yields going up is actually something that can send the markets down. And we saw the GDX go down, but the markets, I saw gold go up sort of inversely. And, it's not something to fear. I think it's an opportunity. I think it's the wrong thing to do, selling the miners. That used to be a fear of mine, but now I'm just like, look, these miners are based on their earnings. They're making so much money and they're going to make so much more money. Look at gold. That is a perfect candle, right? That's 3,600, maybe, yeah, more, and then sideways, more, come back down, retest, and then we're towards 4,000. By the end of this year or the, beginning of next year, 4,000 is not too much to ask. We've done a massive consolidation. We've gone up for the right reasons. So if the miners represent this and silver's, well, let's check silver because that's just new all-time high going higher. There's no chart data to go with. Silver, that's as good as it gets. Also, close a high of day. We tested the lows. That's going to keep going up. Next stop is a close above 41, which is tremendously easy. So if the miners are finally are being judged on their earnings and how good they are financially, they need to go way, way higher still. So I'm not too worried about yields. If they send the market down and therefore the miners down, cool. I've still got a lot of cash on the sidelines. I've got a tremendous amount invested, but still got a lot of cash on the sidelines. And I'm buying dips. I'm not selling rips. I'm just ready to hold for longer than I thought. And it was hard to avoid selling some of these miners, especially pre-market. It would have been a good move, but in the end, we closed near high of day, pretty close to where we were. At least the the profit I have at end of day is pretty much the best profit I had even during pre-market. So, and also, right, GDX just sold off straight away. Let's actually go to I like the 3 minute. Look at that. Look at that candle, just all the way down, close the gap, which is nice. I like when people close windows, and then we just went back up. And to me, it was obvious when we started to go here that we were just gonna obviously break out, and it's a good close. There was that little fear when I think Trump started talking about the space force as irrelevant. It's got nothing to do with the markets, really. It's just more deficit, more, government debt. It's more of the same. And that's what I mean, like monetarily, macroeconomics, geopolitics, every single thing, the stars are all aligned. So let it run. So GDX closing the high of day, very nice. When the metals go up so much because gold was up quite a lot, 2.5% or something. Usually there's a bit of fear going on, and usually you won't actually get GDX doing too well. Here we're up 2.5%. Normally you'd expect GDX to be up like 5, 6, 7%, but I think it was a bit of a fear trade. It was like a pure metals trade. It wasn't necessarily the miners, and they've had a massive move. I think we continue tomorrow though. I think tomorrow we make the move that we a lot of us was probably expecting today, which is the 5, 6% move. And I think we also closed above very important resistance, at least according to my chart. This little horizontal, which clears the way to the next one, which is all the way up here, 67. We also have this ascending resistance. Took that out. Don't know if anyone cared about that. Took it out and closed the high of day. And it looks like gold and silver want to run. So why not continue higher? GDXJ. When we were going red at the market open, I was like, yeah, it's not mine, but it's this resistance area. But we pretty much close. I might be off by a bit, but that's a good close. And GDX has cleared it, so GDXJ has probably cleared it. So up we go to the well, I don't know. I said this in the last video. You can't really just go to 100, right? You're probably gonna base it off GDX, but this will go higher too, maybe 88 or something. I still think we'll go higher. And today, in the end, during the day, I was like down a little bit part of the day at the beginning, and then up a little bit. I was expecting more, but at the end, all that matters is the close, and the close was pretty picture perfect. So I'm not going to complain too much. Plus, the markets, everyone else is absolutely getting whacked. Nvidia down 3.5%. I think Google's up after hours. I own that too, 8% or something, almost 7%. But generally, all the big stocks were down, so you can't complain too much. SIL, despite the red candle, very nice, up 3%. Also a nice hammer, just because the close is lower than the open. Otherwise, pretty perfect. Next stop, I've got that little gap zone. I don't know if that counts much, but next stop, higher. SILJ, that's cleared the descending, pretty important, but that did that before. And it went to 19. I think 20 is doable. How much of a percentage move is that from where we are? 5%. Yeah, I want a 5% day. And then we really are at a nice level. And we can go higher. We should go higher. If silver starts to run 42, 43, these guys need to be re-rated way higher. The earnings is always a delay. Like the earnings they get with the new metal prices, it's just gonna, people are gonna just squeeze their way into these stocks and they're just gonna rip higher. So the miners did well. I would have expected a bit better, but I'll take it because the market was down, and I think people were hesitating. Oh, yields going up, market going down. Do we sell the miners? And there's a bit of hesitation. Oh, wait, the metals are going up. DXY is up, but we don't care. And in the end, it was nah. The miners are bought and they close a high of day. Let me check the portfolio. And we have some new additions. Welcome to the family. So Newmont, that's nice, just what you expect. 2%. It's pretty much doing that every day. Next up, all-time high 86, not in one go, but I think we basically tiptoe our way all the way up before we get to 4,000 in gold. Probably like 3,650 or something. You're there. Just a wild guess. Next is Barrick. Had a crazy ascent already. For me, that wants to go towards 30, 31. A bit of no, not resistance, but it was just hesitating a bit today. Let's see if we can get to this 28 gap zone. One day at a time, but the long-term picture's ideal. So normally I would sell something like this, buy back, just not gonna do it. Agnico, this was perfect. 2.5% is pretty good for Agnico. Close at high of day, no resistance in sight, only psychological numbers. I think 150 is easy. Even if it's five, I'm just not gonna sell that. Yeah, 1%, forget it. That's just gonna march towards 200. It's ridiculous, very steep, but it's, a senior gold stock and it's all-in sustaining costs is whatever it is. Their margins are incredible. This is justified. Wheaton, ooh, now that I hear myself say it, this is justified when it's just going up vertical. But no, I'm taking the long-term perspective. Wheaton, yeah, okay, actually underperformed. It's still got this to take out 103.5. I had a sell there. I just removed it. I removed all of them. This will just take it out, and it should take it out and run as gold climbs towards 3,600. I mean, that's just crazy. Plus silver, I think it makes a lot of silver, and silver's squeezing, well, rocketing up, let's say. Next one, Metalla, which I bought today. The others, the seniors I went through, I didn't buy any, Pan American silver. I did buy Pan American. Jeez, I missed it. Yeah, Pan America went all the way red, and I bought it red. I forgot where it was. It was red. Yeah, it was red there, 33.70 or something. I just add. Pan America's red, and silver's about to squeeze to 50 at add. Where was I? Metalla is another one I added. Need to get my trade log up, but where was that? I forgot. I forgot, but I added to that, believe it or not, because I remember the long-term picture. This is squeezing. It's also because it was more of a sort of, it wasn't really a tactical buy, it's like strategic. It's the one stock that's sort of standing out as not worth as much as the others. And I just said, okay, just now you're worth the same. I added what I needed to for it to be worth the same as like some of the other medium stocks, let's say. So, and I did that on whilst it was dropping. So I added everything whilst it was dropping. I wasn't buying as it went up. So, and I think this normally I would completely sell six. I'd be selling where it is. But I just think we're just gonna keep going up. And if it goes down, fine. Like I've got cash for all of them as it go down. I'm always very cautious on the way down as I buy. But today, I don't know, went with intuition. Next stop, all the way up here, 750, 730. I don't know if we can keep this up, but I think we take out six, and therefore we're gonna keep going. And it's been reacting really well recently, and it hasn't gone up as much as the others. And I think these sort of junior royalty stocks are gonna have their time in the sun soon. All right, the mid-tier gold stocks, I am gold. I added to this one on the way down on during the drop early hours. Forgot where. I added quite a few in the end. It's a very small ad, just so it could equal Equinox. Equinox, I left it alone because it's worth more than it should be. Beautiful. I mean, both these look like they want to keep going. I'm Golden Equinox. I sort of rate them as sort of brothers. I don't know why they're worth the same. I see them as the same sort of mid tiers that should really rise with the price of gold, outperforming the seniors, which they did today. So that was nice. Next up for Equinox. I mean, it should be 950, but I just think we're going to go higher. I do, even though it's very vertical. B2 Gold, that was nice. Added to that one on the drop today. It's funny because I had a sell in place pretty much where it was, 429 and 439. I removed them both. And then during the drop, I just bought it. I don't know, for something, 414 or something. I forgot, but added. Yeah, 414. So that was good. Next one, Harmony. I added to this one. I would never add. So I added to this one on the drop during this red day. And then I left it yesterday. And I added today as it was going down, but it was still up. It was up like 4% or something when I added it. I think it was just under 14. Add. And that looks good. And honestly, normally I would sell. Now it's like gap closed, back down we go to test the lows. It's bad news, but I have a feeling this one will just rise very rapidly with the gold price and just break out and keep going. I really do because I think the reason it went down is the costs are up. Yeah, but that's negated by the gold price going up, which is going to continue to happen in the very near future. So Harmony added, and now all of a sudden that's a medium valued stock. Because I always go in slowly in small tranches. It's my first tranche, and I just added another tranche, and now all of a sudden it's worth like an okay amount. So I'm going to leave that one alone. No more adding on Harmony. It's now become part of the family. So that was very fast. SBSW, this one did amazing. This did the best actually, 10%. I mean, I add on these two red candles, right? So I added on this day and I added on that day. Didn't get the low on both days, but near the lows. And then yesterday, nice candle over candle. And then today, look at that, how it reacts to palladium, gold, silver. And now it's just, if we keep going up, In the metals, it just goes straight up to take out 9 to 910, and then next move all the way up to the old highs, and then we flush, we break out past 10, and then it starts to make this astronomical move. Might be one of my biggest winners, actually. And it's my one sort of palladium stock, if you will, even though it's a multi-metal. This one reacts really well. So very happy. This did exactly what I wanted it to do. All right, silver stocks also went red at one point. Added to First Majestic. Yeah, I added to First Majestic. I saw it red. I thought, what is this? First Majestic underperformed. All right, look how much we've moved from the absolute lows of 450. We've done like, I don't want to sound arrogant, but 100%. That's basic requirements, you know. And this is a nice little round bottom. And with silver breaking out, this thing should be in the 20s. And I'm like, you know what? It's red. It's at 9. It still hasn't taken out. It's not. I know that if silver moves, this has to move. There's no news on the day, and I just bought it. And there we go. It closed perfectly, at meeting my minimum requirement of the day. I wanted a 950 or higher close. Maybe I wanted 960 or 70 actually, but still close a higher day. It looks like it's finally got the courage to run. Like run past 10 and go towards 11. Like let's get double digits because it needs to get to 14 quickly. And if silver starts to run, this will catch up. It just has to. It's the law. Fortuna, this one was a bit disappointing. I also added to this one. I just went crazy. I added to this one whilst it was red, and it didn't rise too much. It was weak, but again, just like First Majestic, if silver runs, this has to run. And this one is quite clear. Like this is the old high. It'll be a triple top. This I will sell into. I mean, I can't just ignore that. I'm willing to let the next level, even 850, run past. Like I think if silver really runs, this will have to take out 850, but I'll definitely trim here. And I feel like there's a day coming soon because I have so much in miners, so much. The percentage of the portfolio, because I got it all written down here, is 40% almost exactly, which is kind of normal, but that value is huge now. That's really huge. It's double what I used to trade, used to invest like a year and a half ago. It's double. So I will be trimming a lot. Right, next one, CDE. All right, ignore the color of this just because the close is lower than the open. It's a nice day. It's up 4%. Um, great. Just vertical, vertical, sideways, vertical. Next up, 1450. Whoops, sorry. That little descending might be relevant, but the 16 is not. I will be selling 16, a bit like Fortuna. It's just too obvious a level. I mean, trim, like sell 5%, maximum 10 if I'm feeling bearish. But something off the table. I think some of them, their time is coming in 1 or 2 days. I just feel like the miners will be exhausted no matter what the metals are doing, but not yet. Heckler, this was really nice. Closed at high of day, like really high of day, tested the lows. Didn't add to Heckler, didn't add to CD. I remember that. Just First Majestic and Fortuna. This one, next up, all the way up here, 940, very close. How much percentage move is that? 5%. A few of them just have 5% before they hit their next level. I don't know if I'll trim that. It depends what gold, silver, the GDX, the dollar, the yields. It just depends what they're all doing. You just look at them all and then you think, okay, silver going to hit resistance. Is GDX going to go down with the markets because the yields are going up? Whatever it is, if I feel like there's something, little trim, 5%. If I get it wrong, oh no, up we go, loads more money. If I get it right, cool, maybe I can buy it back and then add more because I still got cash on the sidelines I need to get rid of. I don't want to hold dollars anymore. Like you make nice interest, but I just don't want to, I know what's coming in the next months, years. They're all going to the trash. So I just want to get rid of the cash and just throw it into miners. I just feel like that's it. The next 2, 3 years is just really good and quality ones. So yeah, Heckler did very well. More continuation. Let's see if we can get to double digits. 11 is your next serious level. That I'm trimming no matter what's going on. EXK, I like it, 4%. That's pretty good. Also, nice candle, nice move, continuing yesterday's candle. Next up, yeah, gap fill towards 7. EXK, let's check that. 7%, yeah, but it can do it, right? Today was mediocre, slightly disappointing. You do 4%. If you have a decent day, you're doing 7. If silver's really running, like we're at 41.90 and We're up 3% on silver and SILJ is up 6%. Yeah, EXK can do 6, 7, 8%. Yeah. CDE can do another 5. The RSI can stay really high. Mag Silver, slightly disappointing, but I think now that Metal has gone up, I think this is my lowest valued stock. Just because it's going to join with Pan America and it's taken out its old high, I'm just leaving it. No sells, just when it merges, it merges. So, up 1% is disappointing, but it's better than nothing. Okay, my three new additions, two of them I had on my watch list, one of them I deleted what I never had, but I can't add it in TradingView. First one is welcome to the club, Aftermath. Um, Jesus, I don't know where I got that Aftermath. Mm, I'm down on it. Where did I get that? It's TSX Ventures 2, 0.93, whatever, right at the high. Let me get it. It's AAG, isn't it? Oh no, this is the wrong ticker. Aftermath. It's TSX. All right. Yeah, near the high. Terrible. But I just wanted to be in because these are all the old annotations I did when I was younger, ages ago, just a few years ago. Yeah, for me, if silver runs, this runs, we go up like 50, 60% all the way up here. I like it, and I just feel like it's one of the ones that hasn't run that much. And it made the watch list based on some advice I've got. So I just thought in. Plus, I had to do a currency conversion, settle the Canadian dollars, increase my trading permissions. I don't have any Canadian stocks. I removed that ages ago when I dumped all my juniors years ago, and I had to get that back. So I had to wait. It annoys me because I was looking at these. I even made videos saying I was going to get some. You guys gave me pointers, and it was lazy, and it's probably cost me a few thousand because it's gone up. They've all gone up a bit, haven't they? But I just feel like, you know, yeah. Next one was this one's a wild one. Where you can see it Guanajuato or whatever it's called. I got it in the TSX Venture GSVR TSX. Where did I get that? Probably another bad buy. 347. And I was buying blind because I didn't have market data. It's just whilst I was waiting for it to be authorized. So, okay, whatever. It's gone up a little bit since then. But for me, this is a wild one. I think, what is it? Don Durrett, he made a podcast the other day with what's his name, Market Sniper. And it's just, I've seen this one. I know this one a little bit. I don't know the fundamentals, but I know that if silver rises, this one absolutely screams up. Um, and that's the chart. And I just feel like a lot of them have run. This is also indicating what it's capable of doing if silver really runs. I think it changes everything. If silver goes towards 40, 50, it can make a lot of money. And all of a sudden, this one can be a multi-bagger very, very quickly. So I thought, okay, throw a tiny bit in that. There's small amounts in these. These are startup positions, and they're, for me, slightly untrustworthy juniors, just because I don't know them well enough anymore. The last one, I don't even think is a junior. It's Aya Gold. I think one or two of you guys have mentioned that one. Yeah, I bought the Canadian one. Where did I get that? 1460. Not that great. Not that great. This is after the low, right? When the market was dumping in the morning, I was buying all my stocks back, adding to them. And then later on, a few hours later, I was like, yeah, let's just do the juniors. 1460, there you go. Where do I think this is going? Straight back up to 19 and higher. And then I was looking at this the other day. It's like I did it from here. Yeah, 40%. Well, now from where I bought it, it's just going to be a lot less. 1460, but 30%. Yeah, okay. And then if it gets there, it just goes sideways and goes higher. So that's everything. Basically, I added in the morning on that big red candle. I just didn't believe that. I thought nothing changes the trajectory. The thesis is perfect right now. Buy. So I bought the stocks I already have. Then I bought this well, I as not a junior, but I added three new stocks just because I don't know. There you go. There you go. Still watch yields though. For me, yields are the most important. Um, the dollar, not that much. It's yields, it's gold, it's silver, it's the miners. And the markets, I don't know if it's the yields that sent the GDX down or the markets, but it's kind of the same thing. Yields sent the markets down, markets put pressure on the GDX, the miners. But I think that was a stupid move by market participants, so I bought it and it paid off. We closed the high of days. So let's see what happens. I think gold and silver keep running, and so do the miners. But at what point do we get exhausted and do a little, you know, exhaustive top, come back down and retest? I've got powder, dry powder for the retest, so I'm happy either way. All right, good luck. Enjoy. Hope you guys did well too.